Have you noticed something lately? Maybe your legs don't quite feel the same. They tremble slightly when you rise from your chair. The stairs that once posed no challenge now leave you winded. Or perhaps standing still for too long makes your knees ache. At first, you brushed it off, thinking it's just a natural part of aging. But here's the truth, it's not always just age. These signs may be quiet, but they're not meaningless. They're the body's way of whispering that something deeper is changing. And those whispers can grow louder if left ignored. Because weakening legs can signal much more than tired muscles. They can point to reduced blood flow, a loss of essential nutrients, even shrinking muscle fibers that no longer hold your body like they once did. And over time, what starts as fatigue or imbalance can become something far more serious: falls, loss of independence, or life-threatening complications. Now, we don't say this to scare you. We say it so you can take back control, starting today. Because here's the good news: once you understand the root causes behind leg weakness, you can begin to restore your strength. Naturally. Gently. At your own pace. No gym memberships. No extreme routines. Just real, science-based steps to help you stand taller and move with confidence again. In the next few minutes, we'll uncover the 5 most overlooked reasons why your legs may be getting weaker after 60. And more importantly, we'll explore how to fix them before it's too late. And before we go further, thank you for being here. We're sending strength, wellness, and warm wishes your way today. If this message speaks to you, please like, share, and subscribe. It helps this message reach someone else who may truly need it. And if you're still with us, comment the number 1 below so we know you're watching. Reason number 5, muscle loss, the silent thief called sarcopenia. Let's talk about something that sneaks up on nearly every one of us, quietly, gradually, and without warning. It's called sarcopenia. A big word, yes, but what it really means is this: the slow, steady loss of muscle that comes with aging. And while it may start as early as your 30s, it accelerates dramatically after the age of 60. Now here's the part most people don't realize: if you do nothing about it, you could lose up to 30% of your muscle mass by the time you reach your 80s. And that loss doesn't just affect your arms or your core, it strikes hardest in the legs. Think about it for a moment. Have you noticed that standing up from your favorite chair takes more effort than it used to? Do your thighs feel smaller or softer? Does a simple walk to the mailbox feel more tiring than it once did? Those are not random signs. They are red flags. One gentleman I spoke to, Mr. Bill from Iowa, he's 74, shared how he thought his leg weakness was just old bones. But after a fall in the garage and a hospital visit, the doctor told him it wasn't his bones giving out, it was his muscles wasting away. The good news? He turned it around. The key to fighting sarcopenia isn't complicated, but it does require action. And here's where it gets empowering. You don't need a gym membership. You don't need to lift heavy weights. What you need is consistency. Start simple. Chair squats. Sit down and stand up slowly from a sturdy chair, 5 to 10 times, twice a day. Leg lifts. While holding onto the back of a chair, lift one leg behind you gently and hold for a few seconds. Resistance bands. They're lightweight, affordable, and work wonders for muscle rebuilding. And perhaps most importantly, don't overlook the power of protein. Our bodies become less efficient at using protein as we age, so we need a little more to maintain strength. Think lean meats like turkey or chicken, eggs, Greek yogurt, beans, lentils, tofu, and nuts. Add a source of protein to every meal if you can. If breakfast is toast or oatmeal, consider stirring in some nut butter or adding a boiled egg. Lastly, never underestimate walking. Even 10 to 15 minutes a day, around your yard, down the hall, or at the local park, keeps your leg muscles engaged and your spirit lifted. Sarcopenia may be common, but it's not unbeatable. Your strength is still within reach, and with small, steady effort, you can walk stronger for years to come. Reason number 4, poor circulation, the hidden drain on leg strength. Now let's turn to another cause of leg weakness that often goes unnoticed until it becomes a serious issue. It's poor circulation. And more specifically, a condition called peripheral artery disease, or PAD. PAD happens when plaque, a fatty substance, builds up in your arteries and narrows them. This restricts blood flow, especially to your legs and feet. You might feel this as cold feet, even when the room is warm, tingling, numbness, or pins and needles feeling, cramping or tightness in your calves when walking that eases up when you sit down, a sense of heaviness or dragging in the legs after standing too long. One woman I met at a community center, Doris, she's 69, told me she used to think her leg cramps were just dehydration. But after a walking test and some scans, her doctor discovered advanced PAD. She was shocked. Luckily, catching it early helped her avoid serious complications. You see, when blood doesn't flow properly, your muscles don't get the oxygen and nutrients they need to function. Over time, this starves the tissue and causes weakness, pain, and fatigue. But there's a silver lining. Even if you've noticed some of these signs, there are gentle steps you can take today to improve circulation and protect your legs. Here's how. Daily walking. Even if it's just 5 minutes around your kitchen or backyard, movement helps your blood flow improve. Foot soaks. Warm water helps dilate blood vessels. Try soaking your feet for 15 minutes in a basin each evening. Massage and elevation. After your walk or foot soak, elevate your legs with a pillow and gently massage them from ankle to thigh. Hydrate. Blood becomes thicker when you're dehydrated. Drink enough water throughout the day, especially if you're taking diuretics. Cut back on salt. Too much sodium causes swelling and raises blood pressure, making circulation worse. In more serious cases, medications or medical procedures may be needed, but early lifestyle changes can make a world of difference. So if your legs ever feel colder than the rest of your body, if they cramp when you walk or go numb while standing, please don't shrug it off. It could be more than just getting older. Left untreated, PAD can increase the risk of heart attack, stroke, or even limb complications. But managed well, many seniors regain strength and enjoy years of active, independent living. Reason number 3, nerve damage, peripheral neuropathy. As we age, many of the changes we notice in our legs, tingling, numbness, burning sensations, or a general sense of instability, are not due to muscle weakness alone. In many cases, the root of the problem lies in the nervous system. Specifically, in a condition known as peripheral neuropathy. Peripheral neuropathy occurs when the nerves that carry signals from your spinal cord to your legs and feet become damaged. These nerves are responsible for controlling muscle movement, sensing touch, temperature, and pain. When they are injured or degraded, the communication between the brain and the lower body becomes disrupted. The result? Legs that feel disconnected, unsteady, or simply don't respond as they should. One of the most common causes of peripheral neuropathy in older adults is long-term elevated blood sugar, as seen in individuals with diabetes or prediabetes. Chronically high glucose levels lead to oxidative stress and inflammation in the tiny blood vessels that supply nerves. Over time, this starves the nerves of essential nutrients and oxygen, leading to progressive deterioration. Another significant but often overlooked contributor is a deficiency in vitamin B12. This essential nutrient plays a critical role in maintaining the protective coating around nerves, known as the myelin sheath. Without enough B12, nerve impulses slow down or misfire, leading to sensory disturbances and muscle weakness, particularly in the legs. Symptoms of neuropathy in the lower limbs often include numbness or reduced ability to feel pain or temperature, tingling or burning sensations, sharp, stabbing pain, muscle weakness or lack of coordination, a spongy or off-balance feeling while walking. If left unaddressed, nerve damage can become permanent. What begins as mild tingling can progress to full numbness or loss of proprioception, the body's sense of spatial awareness, which dramatically increases the risk of falls and injury. The good news is that early intervention can slow or even partially reverse this process. Here's how. Maintain stable blood sugar. Regular glucose monitoring and a balanced, low glycemic diet can prevent further nerve damage. Support nerve health through nutrition. Foods rich in vitamin B12, such as eggs, dairy products, fish, and fortified cereals, should be a regular part of the diet. In some cases, supplements or B12 injections may be necessary, especially for those with absorption issues. Limit alcohol. Excessive alcohol consumption is toxic to nerves and can worsen neuropathic symptoms. Encourage circulation and sensation. Gentle massage, warm foot soaks, and simple range of motion exercises can help keep nerves stimulated and improve comfort. If numbness, tingling, or burning sensations persist or worsen, it's essential to consult a healthcare provider. Blood tests, nerve conduction studies, or imaging may be recommended to identify the extent of the damage and guide treatment. Neuropathy is not something to wait and see. The earlier you act, the better your chances of maintaining balance, strength, and independence. Reason number 2, spinal issues, sciatica and herniated discs. While we often look to our legs for answers when weakness arises, the real culprit can sometimes be located much higher up, within the lower spine. The spine is not just a structural pillar, it houses the spinal cord and nerve roots that serve as the main highway for signals traveling from the brain to the legs. When something impinges on those nerves, such as a herniated disc, spinal stenosis, narrowing of the spinal canal, or prolonged poor posture, the result can be leg weakness, numbness, or even episodes of sudden leg collapse. A common form of spinal-related leg weakness is sciatica. This occurs when the sciatic nerve, the longest nerve in the body, running from the lower back through the hips and down each leg, is compressed or irritated. The compression may come from a bulging disc, bony overgrowth, like osteoarthritis, or inflammation. Sciatic pain often begins in the lower back and radiates down one leg. It can feel like an electric shock, a burning line, or deep aching. In more severe cases, the affected leg may feel weaker or have trouble supporting body weight. What makes spinal causes of leg weakness particularly dangerous is their tendency to be dismissed. People often chalk it up to just back pain or a pulled muscle. But when nerves are compressed for too long, the damage can become irreversible. Another factor is postural degeneration. Years of slouching, prolonged sitting, or poor body mechanics can subtly shift spinal alignment and pressure nerves in the lower back. This can create chronic inflammation, reduce flexibility, and slowly impair the neural signals sent to the legs. Recognizing spinal involvement in leg weakness involves looking for these signs. One leg feels noticeably weaker than the other. Pain or numbness radiates from the lower back down to the feet. There's difficulty standing up straight without triggering back pain. Leg fatigue sets in quickly even without intense exertion. To counteract spinal-related leg weakness, several strategies are recommended. Daily spinal mobility routines, gentle stretches like knee-to-chest pulls, seated spinal twists, or child's pose can help relieve nerve pressure. Avoid prolonged sitting. Extended sitting increases spinal disc pressure. Stand, stretch, or walk every 30 to 45 minutes, especially if you're working or reading. Use lumbar support. A small cushion or rolled towel placed at the lower back while sitting can preserve spinal curvature and reduce nerve strain. Strengthen the core. Core muscles help stabilize the spine and prevent injuries. Light exercises targeting the abdominal and lower back muscles can reduce future problems. Stay aware of form and alignment. When bending, lifting, or reaching, keep the spine aligned and avoid twisting motions that strain the lower back. If weakness in one or both legs persists, or if it is accompanied by loss of bladder or bowel control, immediate medical evaluation is required. These could be signs of serious spinal nerve compression that need urgent intervention. Reason number 1, nutrient deficiencies, the underrated root of leg weakness. While age-related changes, nerve damage, and spinal issues are commonly blamed for declining leg strength, one of the most overlooked culprits is also one of the simplest, nutrient deficiencies. Your legs are made up of a complex system of muscles, nerves, bones, and blood vessels, all of which rely on specific nutrients to function properly. When your body becomes deficient in certain vitamins and minerals, those systems begin to break down, often slowly, subtly, and without early warning. 3 key nutrients that play a direct role in leg health are: vitamin D, essential for calcium absorption and muscle strength. Low levels can lead to muscle pain, poor balance, and a higher risk of falls. Older adults, especially those who don't get enough sun exposure, are at high risk for vitamin D deficiency. Magnesium, vital for muscle function, nerve conduction, and circulation. A lack of magnesium can lead to muscle cramps, twitching, and general fatigue. Diuretics, commonly prescribed for high blood pressure, can also deplete magnesium levels over time. Vitamin B12, as mentioned earlier, B12 is crucial for nerve health. But even mild deficiencies can cause weakness, numbness, and poor coordination, especially in the legs. When your body doesn't have the raw materials it needs, it cannot build or repair tissue. This leads to shrinking muscle fibers, slower nerve signals, and poorer reflexes, all of which reduce your ability to walk, stand, or maintain balance. What makes nutrient deficiencies particularly dangerous is that they often go unnoticed until symptoms become pronounced. Blood tests are the only reliable way to confirm deficiencies, which is why regular checkups are so important, especially if you're over 60. The solution begins with a nutrient-dense diet. Fatty fish, eggs, and fortified dairy for vitamin D. Nuts, seeds, leafy greens, and legumes for magnesium. Meat, eggs, dairy, and fortified cereals for vitamin B12. In some cases, supplementation may be necessary, especially if absorption is impaired due to age or medication use. If your legs feel weaker than they used to, don't assume it's just getting old. Your body might simply be asking for better fuel. Before we say goodbye today, let me leave you with a story. It's not about fame, fortune, or doing something extraordinary. It's about a quiet strength, the kind that exists in everyday people like you and me. There was a man named Harold. He was 78, retired, and living alone in a small house outside of Spokane, Washington. For years, Harold had been slowly withdrawing from the world, not because he wanted to, but because his legs were giving out on him. First, it was the stairs. Then, he stopped walking to his mailbox. Eventually, even standing to cook breakfast felt like a chore. He had chalked it up to just getting older. Told himself it was normal, that everyone slows down. And so he adjusted, sitting more, moving less, and telling friends he was fine even when he wasn't. But one afternoon, something shifted. He had bent down to tie his shoes and couldn't get back up. Not easily. Not without struggle. Not without fear. That moment stayed with him. Not just the physical strain, but the realization that he no longer trusted his own body. That night, he didn't sleep well. He lay in bed wondering, is this how it ends? A slow fade? A slow fall? But here's the part I want you to hear clearly. Harold didn't give up. The next morning, he started small. He stood for 1 extra minute at the sink. Then the next day, he walked from his kitchen to his front door and back. He dusted off an old set of resistance bands in the closet and looked up a few simple leg strengthening routines. He added eggs and greens back into his diet. He swapped his afternoon TV time for a light stretch in the living room. 1 week passed. Then 2. Then 4. By the end of the second month, he walked to his mailbox every morning, rain or shine. His voice sounded steadier when he spoke. His eyes were brighter. Not because he reversed time, but because he chose to meet his body halfway. He showed up. And that made all the difference. If you're still watching this video, maybe you see a little of Harold in yourself. Or maybe you see someone you love. Let this be your sign. It's never too late to take back your strength. Not for the sake of looking young. Not to chase what's been lost, but to honor what still remains. Your legs carry the story of your life, every place you've walked, every time you've stood up after falling. And they're still here for you, if you're willing to care for them like they've cared for you. So start where you are. Even if that means just standing a little taller tomorrow. Even if it's just a 5-minute walk around your kitchen. Even if all you do today is drink more water or add one green vegetable to your plate. That counts. It matters. And so do you. If this video helped you in any way, if it reminded you that your health still deserves attention and love, then please take a moment to like this video. Share it with someone who needs this message. And subscribe so you never miss future stories, lessons, and science-backed strategies made just for you. And one more thing, if you're still with me, drop a flexed biceps emoji or just type "I'm starting today" in the comments below. Not for me, but for you. To mark the moment you stopped waiting and started walking forward again. We're here with you every step of the way. Until next time, take care of your legs. Because they're carrying much more than your body. They're carrying your life.